Prior to heading out on my first big hikes in Scotland in 2022, I spent a lot of time researching gear. I'd originally chosen a freestanding tent to take with me on that trip, citing Scotland's reputation for wild and unpredictable weather. Eventually, I made the decision to go lighter and instead took the Z-Pack's duplex, which did very well and accompanied me on all subsequent UK adventures, including a very wet and windy bikepacking trip in the Outer Hebrides. To this day, it remains my favorite backpacking tent. But when I began planning a new adventure in a place of extremes, I knew I would need something stronger than a trekking pole tent. I'd watched video after video of torn tents and snapped poles, so I once again turned to the first tent I'd purchased for backpacking, the Slingfin Portal 2. With a reputation of being a virtually bomb-proof shelter, I chose the Portal over a tunnel design tent, mainly because of the weight and the double-door design. It had been 5 years since I'd set up the Portal, so a backyard practice pitch was definitely in order. Okay, so I did not purchase the Fly with the Portal 2, so I'm just using this. You can really use anything. This is just a little bit lighter than Tyvek, so this has worked fine for me in the past. So we're just going to lay this down today because the ground is a little bit wet and muddy. So when you unroll the Portal for the first time, this is what it looks like. These are the tent stakes and extra guy lines, I'm assuming. And these are the standard tent poles. These are very light. These are rated for wind and rain and things like that. But I think for the areas that I'm going, it's a notorious area for snapping tent poles. So I want to make sure that I am bomb-proof. This is the Fly, I'm assuming. Yes, so this is the Fly, and this is the actual body of the tent. I went with this color this time because I felt it might blend in a little bit better for wild camps and stuff. And I had the orange and white last time, so I just wanted to try something different. Okay, so here is the tent all laid out. It's pretty straightforward. You've got a door here, a door over here. This is the center portion of the tent. Slingfin does not put instructions in the box, so you must refer to either their video on how to set up the Portal, or several years ago I made a video on how to set up the Portal, and you can check that out, and I will put that in the description box down below. So I seem to remember a little plastic bit here that held everything together here, but I don't see anything like that in the packaging. Okay, now I remember. When you purchase the heavier pole set, it does tell you that there is no swivel piece, and that is the piece that was in the center, and I'm pretty sure is on the standard pole set that's sitting over there in the box. So the heavy duty pole set does not have that little swivel piece in the middle. We've clipped these clips all along here. I'm going to come down and also do these. All right, there we go. For the most part, the tent is set up. Oop, I forgot that little guy right there. Let me get that. Okay, so now we just have to put the cross pole across the top, and I'm going to show you some other really cool features of this tent. All right, so next we're going to take this. This is the cross pole, and it is going to go across the top, and it is going to fit into these little pieces right here. Okay, here's a look at what that looks like. There's a little pocket right here on each side, and this is what the cross pole sits in. So it just kind of sits on top there. This right here is to strap around your trekking pole, and this is to add just a little bit more stability in high wind. This, I don't remember what this was for. Give me a few minutes, I'll figure it out. So there's our cross pole, and here's what we're looking like with all the poles on and the cross pole up. So what I've done is I've gone along the outside edges of the tent, and I've folded underneath this footprint, if you will, so that no water or anything pools and collects if it rains, or just for, condensation could probably do it, and then you won't have wetness up underneath the tent. So we just tuck that in there. Went around and did the same all the way around. So it's up under there. They've made it easy for you to get the fly on correctly by putting a little flag here and a matching flag on one side of the tent. So now you know how to orient the fly. You're coming around and you are attaching the fly. This right here is the fly. This little guy right here, which, let me see if I can get it to focus. That little black piece right there should be facing outward when you stake out the tent. So this little piece faces outward, and this from the fly attaches right into here. So you just go along and repeat on all four corners. Okay, so now I remember what these little rings are for. So this is a little bit easier if you do this step before you stake down, or before you attach the fly firmly. So this little thing on the underside of the fly is going to go in there. There's going to be one on each side. I'll come over here, and in order to get to it, since I already staked out the fly, I'm going to have to unzip this. Okay, so he's in there. I'll turn that back over. Another thing that I forgot to do before I actually staked out the fly is to find this little toggle and loop here, and this is going to get attached around the pole. The fly will stay on without it, but they recommend that you do this step. I'm going to need both hands. Hang on. Okay, so there we go. It's attached on there, and then we're going to bring it down and attach it down below. If you want to roll back your fly around the doors, it's just got a little loop that's sewn onto the outside of the fly and this little toggle thing here. So it's just very simple. Got it done on the other side up there, and over here I've got the front staked out so you can see what it looks like with the vestibule area covered. These little guys right here are very easy to adjust. You simply pull this string up out of the little area right there. See, it kind of looks serrated. It's got little bumpies in there. Just adjust it however you want to adjust it, and then bring it right back down into that little area there, and it will hold. I do like that it has a little snap as well as Velcro. One of the cooler things I like about this tent are these little kickstands, and you can actually open this up right here and attach this. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. And then take this guy. Oh, it's zipped, hang on. So you'll notice up top here, there's a second zipper. It's actually on the inside, but that allows you to unzip this right here to the point where your kickstand is. Okay, so from the inside, I've accessed the inside zipper, and we've got the little vent guy here. So you've got the ability to vent right there, and you're gonna get a little cross breeze underneath here. Forgive my toes, they look terrible. So this is how much room you've got on either side of you. This is a 2-person tent. So for me, this is the room you've got on this side. This is the room you've got on this side. For 2 people, it would work, but it would be so cramped, I think. It would just really be cramped. So let's take a look at the inside features. So we've got internal guy lines right here, which are super cool. Gives you a little bit of extra stability. With the addition of the heavy duty pole set, I think you'd be hard pressed to find weather that would take this tent down. You've got pocket right here, pocket right here. The other side, you've got a pocket here and no pocket down on the bottom, but you have these 2, whoa, let me get over there, 2 corner pockets. So that could be for something small like your phone, glasses, what have you. There's also a tiny little pocket right here. This would be my glasses pocket right here. Got another one over here. Little hooks right here where you could fasten something to hang a light, clothes that you want to dry, what have you. Dedicated glasses pocket. So setting this tent up today really has brought back some feelings. This is the tent, this is the same model that I purchased in 2022 to take with me on the West Highland Way and Great Glen Way. And it's a fantastic tent, but it was a little heavier than I wanted to take at the time. So I ended up switching this one out for the duplex, and since then I've been using the duplex, and now I've got some adventures planned that are going to require a tent that's got a little bit more strength and has a reputation of being able to withstand weather. So that is what led me to purchase this tent yet again. Another thing I really like about these Slingfin tents are the double zippers, because zippers are one of the things that tend to break most on tents. So they have set you up with 2 zippers, an inner and an outer, on both doors of the tent. You also have a little toggle here on the inside if you want to roll up your door. You can put that right here. To give you a little bit of an idea of what we're looking at inside the Portal 2, this is my Thermarest NXT X Therm. Hopefully I got that right. It's some form or combination of those words, but this is my winter pad. My summer pad is a little bit thinner. This is the wide version, I believe. And this is how much space is left. I don't know how much it is, but I think it would be a stretch to try to get another wide pad in here. You couldn't get 2 of these in here. You probably could get 2 Thermarest Neo Airs in here. Those would probably go fine side by side. But yeah, so I've got it pushed all the way to the side. If I moved it to the middle, This is what we're looking like here and here. So I've got plenty of room for my bag wherever I want to put it. You see there's still a little bit of room at the head of the tent. No, maybe an inch at the foot. So it is very roomy in here. Since the tent was already set up, I grabbed a few more things and decided to spend the night in it. Backyard gear testing is a great way to get a good idea of how your gear is going to perform and to correct any issues before taking it out on trail. I was so happy to have this tent back and to be planning another big adventure where I would actually get to use it. Morning, everyone. The tent is dry. Of course, it didn't rain last night. There was minimal condensation on the inside of the fly. I've forgotten how much I like having a fly separate from the tent. I've been in a trekking pole tent for so long, like condensation is just a given. But this is really nice. I have a lot of room in here. I don't know if you can tell, like towards the back here, like I'm still not touching the pocket, but toward the middle here, I've got a foot maybe. It's really roomy. Still wouldn't say that it's a two-person tent. It's like a really roomy one person, in my opinion, especially if you have a lot of gear, you have a dog, or you've got a quilt and you kind of just like spread out. Two tiny people could probably fit in here really well. Yeah, but overall, it's a really nice tent and I'm super glad I got another one. Thanks for watching and joining me for this happy reunion, and stay tuned to see where I take the Slingfin Portal 2.